Brazil crashes out, and Belgium marches into the semi-finals. KAZAN, Russia. It is a fine line between respect and deference, and in the days before they came face to face with Brazil, Belgium's players and staff did all they could to navigate it. A World Cup quarter-final against Brazil was a challenge, defender Vincent Kompany said, but he and his teammates would not be losing sleep over the identity of their opponents. There was no weakness in Brazil's team, according to striker Romelu Lukaku, although defensively, they can be taken on. Belgium's coach, Roberto Martínez, would concede only one advantage to his opponents. The difference is, we have not won the World Cup, and they have won it 5 times, he said. Brazil has got that psychological barrier out of the way. That weight of history, of course, is what lends Brazil its magic. It is what makes Brazil the world's most prestigious national team, a byword not just for taste and style but for success, too. The ultimate marriage of style and substance. It is what makes the sight of those canary yellow jerseys, the blue shorts and the white socks so enchanting, what makes the colors gleam just a little brighter. To see them is to remember Pelé and Jairzinho, Romario and Ronaldo, all of the single-name stars who emerged, every 4 years, to light up a tournament and so many childhoods. It is to recall the goals they scored in the World Cups they won, the stories of their indelible greatness the world was told when it was young. It is the same whether you are a fan or a player. Brazil is different. Brazil is special. Martinez is quite right, that effect must count for something, at some level, however deep in the subconscious. It must bewitch those who find themselves tasked with stopping the thing that so inspired them. And yet if those jerseys are intimidating to see, they are surely no less daunting to wear. All those greats, all those ghosts, on your shoulders and on your back, reminding you of what you are supposed to achieve, who you are supposed to be, that only victory counts as success and everything else is failure. But Martinez is also quite wrong. Brazil might have won 5 World Cups, but this Brazil team, this Brazil generation has not won any, and it will be painfully, crushingly aware of it. There are 5 stars on Brazil's jersey, but the last one was added in 2002. After this defeat, the soonest the 6th can join it is in 2022, a wait of 2 long decades for a nation that for all the romance of Jogo Bonito values only victory. This team, like the 3 that have gone before it, has failed. There has not even been a succession of near misses. Brazil fell in the quarterfinals in 2006 and 2010, just as it has in Russia. It went one step further on home soil in 2014, but found only humiliation, the sort that can scar a nation, waiting there. Every time, the rhythm of the country's reaction has been the same. There is a bout of soul-searching. The manager is sacked. A new coach promises to make the team more resilient, more tenacious. He does this by playing with more defensive midfielders. It does not work. The cycle begins again. This time, it is even harder to believe such a response would be proportionate. Brazil was not embarrassed by Belgium. Its team created more than enough chances to have forced extra time, at the very least. It can regard itself unfortunate not to have been awarded a penalty for a foul on Gabriel Jesus. It can believe itself cursed that, in the first half in particular, Belgium defended so effectively by accident, rather than by design. Not every defeat is proof of some spiritual failing. Not every defeat means everything is wrong. Certainly, there is no shortage of talent on this Brazilian squad, just as there was no shortage of talent in any of the squads since 2002. Neymar is not a mirage, and neither are Jesus, Philippe Coutinho, Douglas Costa and the others. There are some aging legs in the back line, and something of a dearth of young, dynamic fullbacks, but this is a country that exports thousands of players every year. It is a place where players will continue to grow. That is what has allowed Brazil to build its history, that endless flowering of talent, one star replaced smoothly by another, year after year, cycle after cycle, decade after decade. What has happened since 2002, though, suggests this is no longer the advantage it once was. The playing field has been leveled. Brazil is no longer preeminent in the way it once was, possessed of enough raw brilliance to carry it through. The explanation for that does not lie in Brazil's shortcomings, but in someone else's strengths. It is not a coincidence that all four of this year's World Cup semi-finalists, whatever happens in the second set of quarterfinals, are from Europe. This is, increasingly, a European competition. All four of the most recent world champions have been European. Since 1990, what might be broadly termed soccer's modern era, there have been 8 World Cups. Brazil has won 2. Europe will have picked up the rest. At least one manager here has confided privately that Europe's power in terms of finance, influence, and physicality has become almost impossible to compete with, certainly for Africa, Asia and North America, and increasingly for South America, the game's other traditional stronghold, too. The major nations of the old world have industrialized youth development so effectively that France, Germany and Spain can now rival Brazil and Argentina as a source of players. Its smaller countries have such easy access to best practices that their size is no longer an issue. Their players and coaches can be exported easily to the best leagues in the world. The latest developments in coaching, sports science, nutrition and the rest can be imported rapidly. It is that process that allowed Iceland to draw with Argentina, and be a little disappointed it did not win. It is that process that has left Belgium in the World Cup semi-finals, and Croatia and Sweden with hopes of joining them. And it is that process that has seen Brazil come and go from 4 World Cups, all without success. Each one, each failing, simply adds to the pressure that awaits the next team to try to end the wait, to try to overcome all of the advantages that Europe can call on. The players in those yellow jerseys know as well as anyone that Brazil has won 5 World Cups. They know more than everyone that they have not contributed to any of them. Increasingly, those victories are not a psychological barrier that lies broken at their feet, but one that towers above them, standing in their way, casting them into shadow. Here's how Belgium eliminated Brazil by Andrew Daz. 95 time is short. Final moments. Here is Brazil going out. 94 Neymar shoots, Courtois blocks. OCOURTOIIISSSSSSSSSSS. He dives to palm a Neymar curler over the bar. Did he just save the day? 91 Coutinho fires. Marcelo tees up Coutinho again but he shoots directly into Fellaini's backside. That'll leave a welt, but at least it's not a goal. 95 minutes added. 5 minutes of added time for Brazil to save itself. 90 last chance for Neymar. We tick over 90 minutes with a long ball to Neymar at the back post and he goes down in a heap. Miunia shoved him ever so slightly, but has not getting a single call today. And that's just one more. 89 yellow for Fana. Yellow to Fana for a wrestling takedown of Hazard at midfield. Hardly matters who gets a yellow for Brazil now. They're minutes from missing the semi-finals at this point, and they can't allow a goal. 88 Neymar dribbles out. Neymar turns Alderweireld beautifully in the area and then promptly dribbles straight over the end line. Oops. 86 Lukaku taken off. Belgium sub Lukaku is sacrificed for Tielemans. This is a lockdown move. Also wastes a little time, and that helps too. 85 yellow for Fernandinho. Fernandinho gets a yellow for taking down Hazard after has beaten to the inside. Tick. 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 84 Coutinho misses by a mile. Oh dear. Oh dear. Neymar does everything right down the left, turns Miunia like a tree stump and puts the ball on a tee for a late arriving Coutinho who sends it a mile high. 83 time for something. Feels like there's a moment here for someone to do something. Neymar. Coutinho. Hazard. Lukaku. De Bruyne. This game's still there to be saved, or won. 82 Let's pause for a minute. We appear to be in an unofficial water break here. Everyone drinking, a few guys looking at tablets, while poor Chadley gets some treatment. He'll come off, and be replaced by Thomas Vermeulen. 81 Renato. A gorgeous feed sends him up the gut all alone and he yanks his shot wide of a dead to right Courtois. What a miss. Is that the one they'll play over and over on Globo for the next week? 80 Belgium's counter-attack fizzles. A 4-man bust out by Hazard falls apart when he short legs a pass across the field and Fana steals it. Here comes Brazil again. 79 Firmino gets involved. Firmino now. He collects from Neymar in the area, turns and just misses the top corner. Brazil is buzzing now, maybe for the first time since the opening 5 minutes. 76 goal. Brazil. There's the goal. Renato Augusto with a header off a Coutinho lollipop, and here we go. That was a super ball from Coutinho to Renato Augusto, the substitute, and probably the only way to get it to him. He took it at the spot and nodded it past a flat-footed Courtois. 75 2 chances for Brazil. First Costa on the right, saved by Courtois, and then Nimmer takes a swing at the rebound, but it's cleared by a defender. 73 time running out for Brazil. Final sub for Brazil, Renato Augusto comes on for Paulinho. That's the last play of the cards for Tite, who hears the tick, tick, tick that we all hear now. It goes without saying that a Brazil goal here would make the final 15 minutes or so thrilling. 72 Brazil pushes back. Hazard down again after a rough collision at midfield on a give and go with Chadley. Farner just ran right through Hazard there. 71 yellow for Miunia. Game is really getting wide open now. Marcelo slides in to prevent a ball that would have sent Miunia in free, and as Brazil comes back upfield, Nimmer gets sandwiched and goes down. That's a yellow for Miunia, his second of the tournament, so he'll miss the semi-final if Belgium hangs on here. 70 Kompany in the way. Costa pulls up again, this time after cutting across the top of the area. But his shot hits Kompany in the forehead. 68 blood break. A small break to get some blood off Fernandinho's face gives Brazil a chance to talk things over. Well, this stinks. No kidding. What should we do? Beats me. 66 Brazil just being out-muscled. One obvious problem for Brazil is that they're losing every physical confrontation they come across. Fellaini's too big. Kompany's too big. Lukaku and Witsel and Vertonghen are too big. Either that or they're just not contesting them, which is probably more troubling if it's the case. 63 Nimmer versus the world. Brazil springs Nimmer in behind, but hits him in 7-7. Belgium's back there, so he has to pull the ball out. 62 Belgium almost scores again. Belgium with a chance for 3. Eden Hazard, fed by Kevin De Bruyne and with Romelu Lukaku open in the centre, drags a shot wide past Alisson. Brazil comes upfield and gets a shot of its own, but like so many of their attempts, the space closes down and Courtois dives to punch away Douglas Costa's effort from a tight angle. 61 Brazil needs something. 30 minutes to go for Brazil, and they'll need to be a lot better than they've been for the first hour. 59 now Hazard goes down. Hazard down, screaming, with what could only be described as a SRS. 58 sub for Brazil. Another sub for Brazil, Douglas Costa on, Jesus off. 56 no penalty. We're paused here as Mazik is listening for a VAR review here. And they see what we saw, no penalty. We play on. 56 penalty appeal. Jesus nutmegs Vertonghen beautifully, but Kompany comes over to collect the ball and shove it out of bounds, while Jesus falls theatrically. 55 Brazil's push stalls. Good bit of sustained Brazil pressure here. But it's not translated into a good shot, I don't think. Everything just collapses at the key moment. 53 no goal. Nope. On replay, it's Nimmer who kicks out at Fellaini's leg, trying to draw contact and go down. But Fellaini stayed away, and the call is correct. No VAR on the field. 52 Nimmer down. He sure looked like he got tripped by Fellaini there, but Mr. Mazik waves him up again. He seemed to make the VAR signal though, as if to say, if that was a penalty, they'll tell me in a minute. Seems an odd way to defer on a call right in front of him though. 51 Marcelo busy. Beautiful turn in the box by Marcelo, who leaves Miunia standing still in the area. But his cross is a bit too swift for Firmino, who gets there a bit late, and it rolls through the goal mouth and out. 49 Nimmer pickpocketed. Nimmer just got pickpocketed again by Kompany at the top of the box. He just doesn't seem willing, or able, to fight these Belgians off. 48 Brazil moves forward. Brazil presses forward and Firmino tries a nifty backheel. To no one, since no one had any idea what he was doing nor bothered to follow him to find out. 47 quick yellow for Alderweireld. Our first yellow goes to Toby Alderweireld, who breaks up a Paulinho counter with a hip check at midfield. 47 free kick for Belgium. It takes Belgium all of 30 seconds to win a dangerous free kick on the left. They play it short, though, and settle for some possession. 46 Firmino replaces Willian. One change at half-time, and it's by Titan Brazil. Roberto Firmino is on, and Willian departs. Brazil needs some bite. The unfortunate problem for Brazil right now is that the player they need, the one who might give them some order and some bite, is Casemiro, and has suspended today. Half-time Belgium 2, Brazil 0. That was not how anyone expected that to go, except for maybe Roberto Martínez. His decision to start Fellaini and Chadli in a more rugged midfield has paid off. Martínez could not have predicted an own goal, or De Bruyne's long-range second. Okay, maybe we were overdue for one of those. But Brazil definitely doesn't like the more physical game Belgium is playing, and it's going to have to sort out a way to change that. Maybe stretching the field a bit more will get Neymar, Coutinho and Jesus a bit more room to work. But what Brazil needs now is a goal, any goal, and a belief that it's got a couple more inside it. Brazil played the first half like a team that arrived at the stadium thinking it had the win in the bag. And teams that do that often run into trouble. 45 no whistles. Seconds later it's Miunia taking him down just inside the elbow at the area. But no call from Mr. Mazik again, and Neymar quickly gives up his penalty appeal. 1 minute of added time. 44 bullying Neymar. Fellaini takes the ball from Neymar easily again. And now Witsel and Fellaini take down Neymar over the ball. Sensing a theme. 43 Where's Neymar? Neymar just gave up on the ball after a shove from Witsel. Not a vicious one, or even a rough one. But the kind that just knocked him off the ball momentarily, and the kind he hates. Seeing a lot of that from him and Fellaini, and it's worked so far. Neymar hasn't been much of a factor in this half. 42 Alisson again. Chadli finds Kompany at the near post on the corner, and he tries a nifty first touch back heel. But it's right at Alisson, who is more than happy to catch it. 41 Alisson prevents no. 3. Free kick for De Bruyne on the left. Saved by Alisson, who pushes it over the bar. 40 Belgium's mood. Belgium looks alternately confident and panicky, largely depending on when Brazil is defending on its back foot or its front one. When Brazil lays back, Belgium seems eager to take the action to them. But whenever they hesitate, and bring the ball back out, Brazil suddenly pounces, and before you know it Courtois is standing over it again. 37 Coutinho blocked by Courtois. Marcelo goes close accidentally. He runs deep and tries to cross, but a defender blocks it and Courtois has to punch it wide. Brazil comes back through Coutinho, but his shot from the top of the area is punched by the giant Belgian goalkeeper. 36 Jesus misses header. Brazil did everything right there. Stretched out the Belgians, split the ball out wide to Marcelo, he served it back into an open Gabriel Jesus on the spot, and he missed badly on a header from there. Belgium 1 shot, 2 goals. Here's an odd stat: Belgium has 2 goals, but only 1 shot on net. That's because its first goal came courtesy of Fernandinho's own goal. For the record, Belgium has 5 shots. De Bruyne's went in, 2 were off target and 2 were blocked. 34 Brazil in trouble. Wow! I haven't seen Brazil this flustered since the Germans tore them apart in 2014. They just can't believe they're behind, and they really need to sort out what the heck's gone wrong, and fast. 31 goal. Belgium leads 2-0. De Bruyne delivers. Mazik stops play briefly to lecture about corner kick behavior, but no one's listening to him. Doesn't matter, Belgium clears and breaks out. And scores. It's 2-0. Brazil is stunned. Lukaku started that in his own half and fed De Bruyne out to his right as he left the centre circle. De Bruyne calmly controls and, with 4 Brazilians in front of him, fires a right-footed shot through the square they made and beats Alisson inside the left post. 30 Brazil looking for a way. More danger for Brazil after they win a free kick yards from the corner flag, but Belgium throws bodies in front of 2 shots to force an actual corner from the other side. 28 magic spray for Neymar. Neymar is off getting some sort of treatment in front of the Brazil bench. His left sock is down, but don't worry, they've got the magic spray. That fixes everything. 26 free kick for Brazil. Marcelo wins a foul merely by challenging Lukaku for a header. The big guy always loses the whistle there. 25 Brazil in the paint. Brazil trying to back down Belgium like a centre in the low post, but Vertonghen fights off Willian, and then the cross finds no one. 22 Brazil cools down. Now it's Brazil in a little cool down at the back. Their coach, Tite, has preached patience all along, and it's worked. Brazil simply wears down its opponents. But that's a lot easier to do when you're not a goal down. And when Belgium isn't running at you with Hazard, De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku again and again. 19 poor try for Brazil. Brazil's movement peters out with the ball at Coutinho's feet, so he tries a screened shot from 22 yards. But he's probably not beating Thibaut Courtois with anything like that from out there. 18 Kompany handles Gabriel Jesus. A careless giveaway by Neymar sends Brazil back to regroup, and when Coutinho comes back and tries to spring Jesus over the top, Kompany just grabs him and throws him to the ground. The Serbian referee thinks that's totally fine. Rory Smith: this is exactly how this Belgium team should approach this. Make Brazil deal with them, not worry about what Brazil might do in return. 17 Brazil going for turnovers. This is the first time Brazil has trailed in Russia, and they clearly don't like it. They also don't think it's deserved, and to prove it they're back to squeezing Belgium at the back, trying to force turnovers. 15 Brazil fights back. 2 good chances for Brazil quickly, with a ball driven deep and then cut back to Gabriel Jesus. But he got stuffed in close and then couldn't get his feet sorted to bury the rebound before Courtois and help arrived. 13 goal. Belgium leads. That was, unexpected. But the corner felony one is fired in. Kompany rises and misses at the near post, but the ball hits Fernandinho on the shoulder and beats Alisson from close range. Oh dear, what an error. And it breaks a scoreless streak of more than 320 minutes for Brazil's defense, which had been rock solid so far. But we said Belgium would have an advantage in the air, and sometimes that pays off in strange ways. 12 Belgium trying to slow things down. Brazil is still hunting up front, but Belgium is trying to calm things and maybe themselves down by passing it around a bit in their own end. 10 Belgium escapes. Another ball through the 6 on a corner. But fortunately for Belgium it falls to Paulinho, catching him off guard, and he can't put much behind his shot. 7 danger from Brazil. The first corner goes to Brazil. Belgium should have the advantage on most of these, with its back 3 in the towering felony and Witsel, but somehow they let it through. Gabriel Jesus flicks a header and Thiago Silva manages to bundle it toward goal and off the left post. That was very close, and not a great sign if you're Roberto Martínez. 6 felony busts Neymar. First bit of flash from Neymar, who, under pressure from all the world, back heels to Marcelo. The joy doesn't last long, though seconds later felony lands a forearm to the back of Neymar's head, and heads down for what surely will be the only time tonight. Kidding. That one hurt though. 4 Kompany sends one flying. Now it's Kompany with the panicky ball out of the back. It lands about 15 rows up at midfield, and he signals a sorry to me Junior. 3 Brazil aggressive. Brazil's front 4 is ball-hawking in force whenever Belgium's back line has the ball. I bet that 3-man defense feels a little lonely when that happens. 2 Belgium goes on attack. Belgium with the first probe, A long ball from Alderweireld over Lukaku. But by over, we mean, well over. Belgium quickly wins it back after the goal kick, and De Bruyne dispossesses and depletes Fernandinho, but his shot is safely left to Alisson. One kickoff. Brazil in yellow with blue shorts, Belgium all in red. Enjoy. Here we go. The teams are out of the tunnel. 2 anthems, a few photos and a coin toss and we're off. Remember, the winner tonight gets France in St. Petersburg on Tuesday. Brazil and its fans are back to singing the second verse of the national anthem a cappella after the music stops. They did that in 2014, seemingly spontaneously, and it was terrific. It also helps when the majority of fans in the stadium are Brazilian, and know the words. Belgium's anthem is a quickie. The giant flags come off, the teams shake hands. Good luck, good luck, good luck, hi Fernandinho. Good luck, good luck. The man in charge. We have a Serbian referee tonight, Milorad Mazic, which is kind of interesting since Brazil sent Serbia packing in the group stage. Conspiracy theorists love that kind of connection. The video assistant referee tonight is Italian. Yellow danger. Yellow cards are wiped clean at the World Cup, but only after the quarterfinals. That means a handful of players in the starting lineups today need to be careful if they want to play in a potential semi-final. Neymar and Philippe Coutinho for Brazil, and Jan Vertonghen, Kevin De Bruyne and Thomas Meunier for Belgium. Casemiro out for Brazil. Brazil's tenacious defensive midfielder, Casemiro, is a big reason the Selecao has gone 310 minutes and counting without a goal. But hell, watch, the Belgium game has suspended for accumulation of yellow cards. The likely replacement is Fernandinho, slightly older and slightly less physically imposing, but still a solid second choice. And in some ways Fernandinho may be the perfect fit against his Manchester City teammate Kevin De Bruyne and 2 other Premier League rivals in the Belgium attack, Eden Hazard Chelsea and Romelu Lukaku Manchester United. Thank you for watching. For the follow-up, subscribe to the channel yourself here.